Right, good afternoon everyone. Another message from the bench. Slightly less sunny today, which is quite nice because I'm not being blinded. I hope you've had a good week. Obviously, happy Sunday to you all. We are now in May and I think into week 6 of lockdown, about 43 days since that Friday when we closed school, or all schools were closed. So yeah, just continuing my wishes and passing on wishes from staff about that you are okay. So we'll start with the birthdays from today until next Saturday in years from year 7 up to year 13. Quite a few in year 7, so starting with Noah McFerrin, Jack Budding, Erin Wallace, Harjot Kaur, Serena Chauraya, Sophie Dean and Ewan Burdett. And again, apologies if I mispronounce any of your surnames. In year 8 we have Harry Redfern and Sophia Williams. And Sophia Williams, you will see a little bit later in the video, has provided some lovely pictures of some pebbles that she painted to show her gratitude towards the NHS. In year 9 we have Aaron Rowley, Jake Tolley, Shri Dave, Jack Goldfinch and Casey Hall. In year 10 we just have Julicia Villarosa. In year 11 we have Lucy Bowley and Hannah Pearson. In year 12 we have Alicia Chudnika, and in year 13 are 21-year-olds, not 21-year-olds, what am I talking about, 18-year-olds, sorry, my apologies, giving you an extra 3 years. We have Erica Grimley, Cole Greenhill and Cameron Spooner. So to all of you, a massive happy birthday, and we hope that you get to celebrate it in one way or another. It'll be a very different birthday from your previous ones, but hopefully nonetheless as joyous as the other ones have been. So what have we been doing this week? Well, you'll be happy to hear that since last Sunday I've been for a couple of bike rides and not fallen off, so that's good. But it's been a bit of a weird week. I think, having spoken to quite a few people, it's been a week where a lot of people have struggled with the fact that we are now 6 weeks in and nothing much has sort of changed. I think the first week was obviously sort of panic week, second week was let's get sorted week, third and fourth week we've begun to get into a bit of a rhythm, and this week has definitely been for a lot of people quite sort of trying in one way or another. The weather's not been as good, so maybe you haven't been out of the house as much, and so arguments probably have been sort of boiling over. Maybe you've just been feeling like you just want to spend, most of your day in bed, and that's probably not a great surprise. We are dealing with sort of grief of sorts in one way or another. Sort of not being able to do things as normal, and as with grief, it goes through different stages. And I had a nice but slightly sort of brief chat with my older brother Dom the other day, and just sort of talking about, actually it is what it is, and it will change, it'll pass. This kind of sort of moment of sort of glumness and perhaps apathy and indifference to it all. But I think we just have to keep on sort of plugging away and doing what we know is good for us, whether it be the exercise or whether it be the sort of the prayer, whether it be the mindfulness sort of exercises, whether it be the work, whether it would just be going out and having some fun. So what can you do to have fun? Well, if you're lucky enough to live next to a neighbour who has lots and lots of bikes, and you can borrow a bike, then as you can see from this next little video, he lent us a circus bike, which, as you'll see, has 2 seats like a tandem, but one faces one way and the other faces the other. You both pedal as if you're going forwards, and somehow it manages to work. And my kids have been absolutely loving going on that. Now, obviously, I'm on one end steering it because it's quite heavy, and they sit on the other. End. But it is brilliant. It's such fun, and it's just a really simple thing to do. So whatever you can do this week to go out and have fun, whether it's putting some music on, having a bit of a dance, whether it's going telling some jokes or doing some painting or whatever it is, get out there and do some fun things, because it's very easy to become very serious, and I know, but to become very serious and take things too seriously. Now, it is a serious situation, but I think we need to have that joy and fun in our lives to kind of make things a bit more sort of doable and bearable. So this week's word of the week is missionary discipleship, which brings me back to Sophia Williams in Year 8, who painted the pebbles for the NHS. Really simple little thing, but she's been dropping them off at on the doorsteps of people she knows who works for the NHS, and I'd imagine getting something like that for someone who works in the NHS or who is a key worker would really kind of bring a smile to their face. And that's what it is to be a disciple, you know, to go out into the world and do things. They don't have to be massive things, but just to do things that are going to make God's love for all of us known. And it might be saying good morning to someone, it might be smiling, it might be sending someone a video, it might be painting something, putting it in your window, it might be painting some pebbles. There are all sorts of ways in which you can be missionary disciples, or that we can be missionary disciples. So this week, let's make sure we can try and do that. I have a favour to ask for those of you, anyone really, doesn't have to be someone who's in the mission team. Next week's word of the week, so a week after this, is vocation. So if you are thinking for something to do or looking for something to do, the word of the week is vocation. So if you've got any artwork or a piece of poetry or anything, you could do a little video about how we can live out our vocation, our calling as Christians. Send them in to me, preferably before next Friday, so that I can then include them in this video. So what else am I going to chat about? Well, this little thing. I always find things around our house, whether they be books or pictures. This is a little present that was given to us by our friend Father Michael Winstanley, who is a Salesian of Don Bosco, a priest who was originally my spiritual director when I was thinking about being a priest, but then later on married my wife and I. And he sent us that, and it's funny because it came through the post kind of at a moment where I think we were probably arguing and getting fractious in a great way. And it says, "In this house we do real, we do mistakes, we do I'm sorry, we do fun, we do hugs, we do second chances, we do happy, we do forgiveness, we do really loud, we do family, we do love." And so with that in mind, I'll show it to you one more time. If that applies to you and your family, that's what it's all about. Don't give up hope, stay safe, look after yourselves, and again, next week is another week. Treat it as a new week, treat each day as a new day, and give yourself lots of second chances, and have fun, give hugs, and be kind to yourselves. Take care, bye bye.